Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Laura Ducci, and I'm an e-learning manager and e-learning consultant in Piazza Copernico. I'm talking about a big competitive game towards big engagement. The authors are Laura Ducci, Antonio Catone, and Daniela Pellegrini from Piazza Copernico, and Tommaso Terenzio from Artemat, which is our strategic partner in this project. Okay, what's the context? The context is the Italian insurance scenario. In this context, all digital training provided is mainly focused on professional contents, such as regulation or compliance rules, and it's necessary due to mandatory training restrictions. So the research problem has been how a realistic business simulation could be afforded with a medium budget, and also provide a wide and specific evaluation model to overcome traditional gamification. In fact, in this project, it was very important to understand how evaluate the impact of all players' decisions in the chosen strategic and economic model, and provide a wide and global comparison to all players' decisions on all variables and indicators. Let's detail business game global goals and target needs. The world of insurance agencies is a constantly evolving world in which training plays a key role to ensure correct professional behaviors. In fact, the aim of this business game is to offer a new and more effective training experience in which everybody can make strategic decisions, solve budget problems, manage employees, increase sales, explore the consequences of all taken choices, but in a simulated and protected environment. Moreover, living an intense and engaging learning experience, as we know, is a better way to understand their own skill and weaknesses, and at the same time being able to be certified under IVA's mandatory professional guidelines. IVAS is the main organism of Italian insurance market. Okay, what is big? Big, we can describe it through three main definitions or characteristics. The first one is big is the acronym of business insurance game. As we have just seen in the previous slide, it's a new, innovative and effective learning experience on professional goals and strategy, decision making and problem solving skills. The second one is it simulates business decisions to win the group competition while reflecting on assets, variables, and criteria that rule a peculiar business activity and professional role expectations. And finally, it is a collaborative and competitive learning experience, which can be held in presence or in digital webinars by a moderator and carried out in a small group of participants. In fact, what are rules of this game? There are 8 teams from 3 to 5 participants. Every team is a competitive insurance agency. Every team has got 4 insurance products to sell, to market, and they are car insurance, casualty insurance, life insurance for family, and life insurance for business. They have the same initial budget and same market information. And every team has to take strategic choices on 4 assets, 4 main assets, which are human resources, operations, marketing, and pricing. Okay, there are 3 rounds of game. After each round, okay, perfect. I don't know. I don't know where the screen. Okay, there are 3 rounds of games, and after each round, groups ranking is exposed to provide suggestions for increasing quality level of decisions. We always say the perfect choice doesn't exist. So the main or the real or the only rule, which is not a rule, is better results are given to coherent strategies. But what about final score? It's calculated on indicators of performance. They are 3: quality of service, customer acquisition, and competitiveness of pricing. The higher the competitiveness is, the more it means that the agency is well equipped to successfully market its products and probably become the winner. Okay, this is a screenshot of the interface of the game. It's very clear and user-friendly. In the left and right and the central part, you can see the all variables and decisions, while in the right column there is a budget estimate. So all participants can see at any time, at any moment, how much money they have to spend to invest in their own business. These are other screenshots about the final ranking and detailed rankings for each indicator and variables for each team. Okay, just a few words about stage of development. The simulation was designed from scratch, beginning with an insurance market analysis on agency business drivers. The design team was composed by insurance experts, instructional designers, and management engineers. Specific sales performance indicators was also designed to become to competition assets. Okay, learning model is centered on gamification. As we know, it makes it possible to increase the level of involvement and motivation of participants as a result of its main characteristic, which is competition. Participation and application during the game are fueled by comparison, but also competing to achieve the same objective. And when there's a positive competition, it means that it's based on 3 types of desire to win, desire to prove one's own abilities, and desire to lead colleagues to solve the case. Okay, before conclusion of this short presentation, I'd like to share a consideration on how to use a competitive business game like this in a learning path. Well, Big is a very cross instrument, a very cross learning instrument, because it can use as a pre-course activity, as a pre-assessment or evaluation of possible individualized learning path, or also as a main principal event of a learning path, or also as a post-course activity, such as follow-up or retest when we have done some pre-assessment before. Okay. In conclusion, the achieved challenge for instructional designer has been to build a training experience that would exploit the game chance with a learning by doing approach and to stimulate entrepreneurial skills and a business global vision in a target that is normally accustomed to technical regulatory training. as we saw. But we have some main future focus, which will be set on building a learning design around the simulation that really is focused on how to solicit and correctly exploit the maximum engagement to the simulation. That means inserting the game in a process that explain to user their achievements and focus them from a professional point of view through the briefing activities, coaching between game rounds, or collaborative and active lessons. Applying on correct drivers in selected balanced groups, which is one of the most important challenge for us. Improving the first stage of reading material, because we know that some participants really don't previously study all information provided, email, guidelines, manual, and so they risk not being able to contribute to their assigned group. So, for example, developing multimedia on interactive instruction manual could be a way of making the information more accessible to users before or also during the game. So that's all. I hope it's interesting you, and I'm here if you have any questions about this project. Thank you.